Hello, Bolt family. If there's any left out there after this last game, boy, it sure is. It sure is painful to be a Charger fan, isn't it? How many times they blow it, man? And then in the national media, oh, they got charged. They did it again. They're terrible. They're horrible. It's like, and all my guys, my blogger guys, the Charger guys, they're it's terrible. One guy's like, Herbert's not an elite quarterback. He's not good. He's like, really? It's so ah, gosh, they sure do that a lot, don't they? Also, gonna pull. Well, how does that saying go? They snatched victory out of the hands of they snatched victory out of the hands of defeat. They snatched defeat out of the hands of victory. That's what it is. So they find a way to lose. If you look at every game this year, I mean, so there's a lot of things in my mind right now that I'm thinking about. There's a lot of things. So I'm gonna try to keep this short in case anybody's watching. First of all, I'm sorry. I heard Michelle went to the game. I'm sorry. What a horrible game to be at with all the stinking Cowboy fans there. Blah. There was a lot of Charger fans, though. You could hear them. Yeah, but you can't hear them when they're losing so much. So there's a lot going on with this game and the way the Chargers. Every game they've been in, every game has been close. Every stinking game they've been into the end, even the ones they win or lose. There's always a lot of mistakes, and this was the worst. Not just coaching. I mean, you could say, well, but the team, man, how many penalties did we? How many penalties did they? Both teams were terrible. I mean, I don't care. It was Dak Prescott was so great. He was okay. I mean, they had some terrible plays. Chargers too. Their offense was so many mistakes, so many penalties. Like my gosh. And then Herbert, that's the worst game he's ever played, and he still was good. I mean, he scored 20 points in my fantasy. One of my fantasy teams scored 19 some points, right? So he still was okay. He missed a couple of touchdowns, but he never misses those, and nobody's making excuses because I don't know what it's like to play with a broken finger, even if it's not on your playing hand, especially if it hurts like hell, especially if it gets in your mind and maybe you overcompensate. I don't know. I've never done that. I don't know how the man throws those plays. He still had some amazing plays in there, but overall, it wasn't his best game. It was probably his worst game, right? So does that mean he's a total piece of trash now? No. Get over it. I mean, come on. And he throws the interception. Well, what was he going to do? He's going to get sacked again, and he had a little window. And if you look, replay the play and see how close it was. It was like, right there in the ground, and it's like, and if it's this far, like this much far, maybe he could catch it. It's like it's always that way. Um, yeah, our offensive line suck. They're terrible. What are they doing? They can't block anybody. Yeah, and then you have to realize that the defensive line of the Cowboys is probably the best in the league. And the guy, the announcer is like, "Well, he's never had a sack all game." And then what does he do? At that very point, he sacks the man. Cue the sack. So yeah, so that part was kind of bad. But then the other thing is everybody's saying like the Miami's the greatest team. Miami's the best team in the NFL. Blah blah blah. Or Miami or Detroit right now. Gotta. And they barely beat us, and we should have won that game. We had to beat. And so what does that make us? And if Dallas is really the guy, well, now we're back on a Super Bowl path. And so what does that make us? If you barely beat us by 3 points, and we could have pulled it out. And there's so many if or woulda couldas, but at the end of the day, we didn't. But we're either nothing or we're something. We can't be both. We can't be, well, we beat them and they're a good team, or we beat them and they're a crappy team because that makes you nothing. So I stay away from all these guys. I don't even watch them anymore. I don't watch any TV about it. I when I go on my YouTube and I look for these guys, I never click on anything anymore when they talk about it because they talk nonsense. 2 weeks ago, Phil Herbert has the best game of his career. Oh, he's the greatest ever. He's probably MVP. He has one bad game. Oh, that's it. He's done. He's done. Are we done? Are we worried? Are we concerned? Can we fire the coach right now? That's what I want to know. But then, what are you going to do? Put the guy who's never been a head coach before in there? I don't think so. There's nothing we could do. Resurrect Marty Schottenheimer. That's it. There's nothing we could do. So, at the end of the day, we got to play this out, right? We got to play this out. And I don't know, man. They say that the O line without that center is just not good. They're just he makes a huge difference. He's telling people where to go and do stuff. I don't know. They're supposed to be good, but they sure haven't looked good this last few weeks. Can't run the football. That was terrible. It's a terrible game. On the other hand, the front line was stout. They were stout. They made some great plays. Both teams made great plays in the on goal line stands. Both teams should have kicked field goals. But if they both kick field goals there, then that's still a tie, right? So that's still 3 points for each game, and then we missed a couple touchdowns. So what are you going to do? I'm not going to give up, not yet. You watch them come back and beat Kansas City. Somebody said that the guy was watching said the last time we played the Cowboys and they beat us the same score, 20 to. By the way, 20-17 is only 3 points, guys. It's not like we got stomped. But anyway, the last time that happened, the very next week they actually beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's go for a replay on that. So bolt up, guys. Whatever, win, lose, or draw, they're not my team because they're the greatest. They're my team because they're my team. And whatever happens, so they're still my team. So I'm not going to worry about it. And at the end of the day, it's only football. It's not. It's not the end of the world. So I still have hope. I still think we got some monsters. I still think if the O line's better than they look somehow, I don't know if there's something you can just get that. Gosh, I remember one year back in the old days, they had a coach. Don Coryell. I remember the year they hired him. I believe it was halfway in the season, and they started winning, man. Because the guy comes in there and he's a fireball. He's a plug. He's a fire plug. You stand around these guys today, man. He's a fireball. That's what you need. So maybe there's a clone out there somewhere we could go get a Don Coryell clone or something. Somebody's got to breathe some life into them young men because they're better than that. They really are. I know our DBs have some issues, and we should pick somebody up. I mean, there's lots of things we could have, would have, should have. So at the end of the day, we'll see. We'll just see how this plays out. It ain't over till it's over. Yeah, we could easily be 0-5. We could also easily be 5-0. It's a very close. The NFL's a lot closer than people think. Um, and those announcers, they'll change from week to week. If somebody gets hurt, if Tua gets hurt like he was last year, and they start falling apart, they we'll see what happens. Right? It ain't over till it's over. And right now, it's really far from over. But arg the pain of being a Charger fan, the trials and tribulations. Such is life. I'm kind of used to it right now, but I have other teams I pull for, like the Detroit Lions and the Texans even, and they look pretty good. Cleveland even. Those are other teams that I pull for. So we'll see what happens. So God bless you guys. Ta ta for now. Da 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 da. Charge. Let's keep on charging, not in a bad way. Maybe we should change it to bolt up instead of charging. I don't know. But let's cut out the stupidity, guys. Let's lose close games because we played our heart out, not because we did something stupid. You still pull for the Chargers. Thumbs up. Charge.